Hi, my loves. Today, I want to speak to you from a very real place. A place that didn't come easy for me. As you all know, I talk about love a lot on this channel. But I know not everyone understands when I say, or what I mean when I say love yourself. For me, loving myself didn't start with affirmations. It didn't start with feeling good. It started with accepting everything about me, the good, the bad, and the things I was not proud of. I haven't been a perfect mother, and I sure wasn't the perfect wife. And I've done things in my life that I had to sit with. But instead of running from it, I chose to forgive myself. And then I started correcting what I could. That's where my healing began. When I started facing my traumas, I realized something about myself that I didn't want to see. I was angry, I was harsh, and I was cold. Not because that's who I truly am, but because of what I had been through. There was times I didn't smile, and I used to say that's why I got these lines around my mouth. But the truth is, I was protecting myself. I felt like if I smiled, it would give people a doorway into my life. And I didn't want that. I'd been through enough. So I closed myself off. And when I started loving myself, when I truly started facing my pain, it was not easy. There were days I felt like I was going to lose my mind. Days I was curled up in a corner, not wanting to move, feeling shaky, feeling like the world was closing in on me, feeling like the walls were pressing in. And it was pretty scary sometimes. But I kept going, and by continuing, I started gaining strength. Little by little, things that once broke me stopped having power over me. I could look back at my life, the assaults, the bullying, the pain, the times I was hurt by people who I loved, and instead of breaking, I began to understand. I saw the patterns, and I saw how I overextended myself, how I gave too much, how I allowed people to use me. And I still had to be honest with myself. If I kept allowing that, then I wasn't loving myself. So I made a decision. Everything changed for me in September 2021. I woke up one day and I chose me. And from that moment on, my life began to shift. Not overnight, but steadily. And today, I can say I am grateful. Grateful for the good, the bad, and everything in between. Because it helped me remember my strength and my courage. There were times in my life I didn't want to be here anymore. And I'm going to be honest with you. I tried to leave this world more than once, but I am still here, and I am grateful that I am. Because now I understand something deeply. Nothing you're going through, no matter how painful it feels, is stronger than you. You can push through the pain, you can sit with it, you can feel it, and still rise. Healing is not pretty. Loving yourself is not always soft. Sometimes it's messy, emotional, and uncomfortable. But it is worth it. You are worth it. And if you don't know where to start with your journaling, you start with this prompt. Okay, darlings? What part of myself have I been avoiding? And what would it look like to face it with compassion instead of judgment? I love you all, darlings, and I want you to take care of yourselves. Please be gentle. From my heart to your heart, always, I am Michelle. I love you all dearly.